ISUPK.
We want no cowards in our camp, in our camp. Only men prepare to die. We want no cowards in our camp, in our camp. Never let their brothers die. We want no cowards in our camp, in our camp. Only men prepare to die.
Verse 5, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. Our possessors slay us and hold themselves not guilty. How is that? How can our possessors slay us and say, I am not guilty? I didn't mean to do it. Black people are criminals, so I saw a black man in somebody's house that he shouldn't have been in, and I shot him. Wait a minute, I'm in his house. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I thought you were a criminal and a damn drug dealer breaking in my house. Do you know why that is? Do you know why that is? We're not even safe in our own house anymore. If you're a black and Hispanic man, we ain't even safe in our own house. Do you know that they shot a 6-year-old girl, Tamelia Jones, in her own goddamn house while they were serving a warrant for somebody that didn't even live there? Where's the love and the hugs for us? Huh? Does anybody feel bad for slavery? Does anybody feel bad? No, not even a black preacher. Go to Jeremiah 23 in verse 1. Matter of fact, give me Jeremiah 2 and 14. I got a question for blacks and Hispanics, man. I have a real question for blacks and Hispanics. And I'm going to read it out the Bible. This is a question from the Lord. Read. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 2 and verse 14. Is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave? Is Israel? Are blacks and Hispanics, are we servants? Are we homeborn slaves? Are we just made to love and nurture the slave master, no matter if they kill us or not? That could have been anybody's son, man. Anybody's son. Botham John, let's never forget his name. Botham John, right? Botham Jones, let's never forget his name. Because he was in his own house, lawfully, living, being a human being, until someone thought that he was just not worthy of life. Till someone thought that the slave was out of order, that the slave was doing something wrong. And that slave master killed that innocent black man. Didn't go to jail for life. Then she got 10 years. Can I kill you and get 10 years? Should I get 10 years for murdering you? Should I? I bet you say no. If I came in your house and I killed you, should I get 10 years in the hub? I guarantee you nobody would say, yeah, you deserve 10. Listen, my family were slaves. I don't even know my real heritage. So I'm just doing stuff out of anger. So does that justify me to murder you? Shouldn't I? Don't I deserve it? Wait a minute. Just for slavery alone, shouldn't I be able to stumble into your house, drunk and high, and murder you and get 10 years in the hug? Let me ask you something. Are we just homeborn slaves in America? Are we just made to love and serve and stroke the nasty, stringy hair of the slave master? She probably got lice all in her hands right now.
That's right.
Lice is a plague that comes upon the race of the slave masters, man.
Right.
That judge probably got lice in her house right now from stroking the hair of that nasty dog. Are we homeborn slaves? Read it again. Is Israel a servant? Are we just servants? Are we just homeborn slaves?
Right.
Are we just made to make America great? To pay bills and go home and go to sleep and wake up the next day and do it all over? Are we just homeborn slaves? Are we just made to serve, to not get justice, to let people murder us, to people to treat us like the scum of the earth, and we just go to work and come home happy?
Right.
And argue with our wife and go on about life?
Right.
Do we deserve a country? Do we deserve a name? Do we deserve to be treated as a free person? Or are we just homeborn slaves? Freedom. Why is he spoiled? The young lions roared upon him. Wait a minute. Why are we robbed? Why are we spoiled, which is robbed in the Bible? Why are we robbed? Why do the young lions roar upon us, man? Read. And they made his land waste. Wait a minute. Why did they do that to us? Why did they come and roar on us and make our land waste? Do you know how the so-called Jew got to Israel? In 1948, the Zionist movement went over to Israel and just claimed the land. Because the real Jews, the real Israelites, were in America being slaves.
Right.
And we still here today. And guess what? They still over there today, claiming to be you. What was the dude name? It was something NASA. He was the Palestinian prince. He said, how did the Jews leave Israel black and come back white? He said that in the 90s, I believe, or the 80s. How did the Jews leave Israel black and come back white? How did they leave as black people and come back as white people? How? That just doesn't make any sense.
That's right.
In 1948, the Zionist movement just went and claimed the land of Israel because the Israelites are here serving slavery right now. And Botham is the perfect example of how we are still slaves.
Right.
It's okay, Master. You just beat them a little bit too hard. It's all right. Go home. Go to sleep. Get some coffee. Have sex with your husband. Forget about it. You'll be home in 10 years. You can get pregnant again. You got 10 more years. Don't worry about it. Slave master. I'll fluff your pillow. I'll make sure you got good, nice, fluffy pillows while you're doing your sentence. Meanwhile, Botham wait a minute. She didn't even hug the mother of Botham
Right.
the black woman who lost her son. She didn't even hug her. She hugged the murderer because Christianity is a goddamn lie, man.
Right.
Black Christianity is a goddamn lie, man. Are we just homeborn slaves? Are we servants? The lions, they come and roar on us. They make our land waste and desolate. And what do? We just nurture them. We say, oh, but it's a lion. They gotta eat too. Here goes some food. Wow. They just made your land waste. They just destroyed everything you had. They just murdered your son. And you gonna get down and hug him and give him a Bible and say, I love you, master. Don't worry about it. Here go 10 years. Get your life together. Read John 3:16 and go back to being the slave master you were before this little mistake happened. It was just a mistake. It was not a mistake. She was a police officer. You know how many black people she harassed on a daily basis?
Right.
Just to meet her quota. Cops have a quota that they gotta meet. They gotta give tickets a certain amount. They gotta have a certain amount of arrests, or they're not a good cop. They go and sit at the desk. They can never become detective. So they gotta harass people and get arrested. She harassed many people. So she decided, this little white whore,